There's lots of things I do well in life, especially sports related. Slam dunking a basketball on a 10-foot hoop is definitely not one of them, nor will it ever be. But I do appreciate a good dunk, and I'll be watching on Saturday night when four of the best dunkers in the world go at it in the NBA Slam Dunk Contest. But more importantly, I think there's a way you can make some money from a betting perspective. We're going to talk odds and talk who I think wins this, and also a long shot bet if you're looking for one here in just a moment. Free for you on Wager Talk TV. Hi, this is Steve Merrill, WagerTalk.com, back here on Wager Talk TV, and I'm handicapping the NBA Slam Dunk Contest this Saturday night, February the 17th, 8 o'clock Eastern on TNT, part of the All-Star Weekend in Indianapolis, Indiana. Four competitors, and we do have betting odds, and we have one heavy favorite, McClung. I'm going to let you know if I think he wins it again easily like he did last year, his inaugural contest, or if there's a dark horse. Well, let's get right to it. Yes and yes. McClung's over minus 200 for a reason. He likely will win this contest. So the question becomes, is there still value betting him at such a price? I'm going to break down the competitors here in a moment. But one thing I like to look at is always a sharp square divide. You know I love to fade the public in the NFL. Thank you for all that watch my NFL Fade the Public videos this year, the regular season playoffs and Super Bowl. And by the way, I will have some college basketball March Madness Fade the Public videos next month. Don't forget also my college basketball top 25 video every Saturday for this month of February here on Wager Talk TV. So another reason to hit subscribe and hit that bell right now for instant alerts. But one thing I talk about is the sharp square divide when fading the public. When the public's on one side, the sharp money's on the other, always catches my attention. And when it comes to money lines, public, once it gets up to 200 or more, they usually don't start laying big juice. Yet a lot of sharp, smart bettors in baseball, even NFL Super Bowl props, they'll lay the juice, -2 or -300 when there's value. And as I started researching this on Thursday this week into Friday before the weekend, I noticed the sharpest books out there around the world, the international books, had McClung -220, 240, 250, whereas some of the U.S. books, or not even the U.S. books, but some of the other international, more public books, had him at -160, -170. Now, as we head closer to the weekend, I'm doing this video on Friday night, he is over -200 everywhere, but even some of the softer lines are still at the recreational books. You can find him, by the way, at DraftKings -240, FanDuel right now. I'm seeing him at -230, but there's some of the softer international books. I see him at -200. That's actually the best price out there, a very public square book that limits winners, put it that way. They don't have sharp action. Yet some of the sharper leading indicator books have him at -260, even -270 now. So I do think McClung wins this, and I do think there is actually value in the low 200 range. Let's talk about a long shot, though. There's three other competitors. And first about McClung, one of the reasons he's a slam dunk to win it, in my opinion, is that he's not that tall and he can jump through the roof. He's also a G League player. There's just so much sentimental stuff. You do worry about the repeat performance. After winning it last year, does he have enough originality? But he got a 49 out of 50. He got a 50, I think, on 19 out of the 20 cards or whatever, how many judges there were last year and how many rounds. He scored a 50 on every one but one. So even if he slips off a little bit, that's how good he was last season. Of course, he's only in this because he can jump. He's not made it in the NBA. This is a guy that was one of the best high school players ever in Virginia, Gate City, Virginia, on the Tennessee-Virginia border. He went, of course, into college and had a decent career, not a great career, kind of bounced around and also had some injuries a little bit at some point before transferring to Texas Tech. This is a guy that had potential but never really quite lived up to it, in my opinion, in college. He, of course, started at Georgetown the first two seasons. He was all-East freshman player, leading scorer freshman year, made the all-freshman team, had some injuries that sophomore year, then transferred. After putting his name in the NBA draft, wisely pulled out, transferred to Texas Tech, only played 1 year there, and then went to transfer again, entered the draft, and he's ended up in the G League now for several seasons. If you look at his stats, his problem is he doesn't shoot well. That's the bottom line. His shooting numbers are just not good. For a small guy that's only, 6'2", 6'3", this is a guy that does not shoot the ball very well. And even in college, that was the case. He only averaged 31% from three-point range, only 40% from the field. And that is what has kept him out of the NBA. Because when you watch him, he's lightning quick, great ball handling, and he can jump through the roof. He just doesn't have the shot. And that's the reason we're not seeing him in the three-point contest or the skills competition. We're seeing him in the dunk contest. But he has a 43.5-inch vertical. And at 6'2", that's pretty impressive. And it makes you look like you're jumping even higher when you're only 6'2", and you can sky that high up to get the dunks. That's a huge edge he has. Keep in mind, Nate Robinson, a couple decades ago, he won 3 out of 4 competitions when he was with the Knicks. Spud Webb, of course, won. He only won 1 of 3, but he won that first one. So short guys, historically, when they can dunk, are the favorites to win these competitions. Let's look at the competitors, though, to see if there's anybody who can maybe make some noise. If you look at the betting odds at 4-1, Jaylen Brown from the Celtics is the only other guy that's really in that range. The other two guys, Jaquez and Toppin, are both 7-1, even as high as 8-1 in different situations. But I do think one of those guys has some value. I'm going to get to that in a moment. But Jaylen Brown around 4-1 is the predicted second place guy. I don't agree with it. His vertical is only around 40 inches. What is he, 6'6", 6'7", I believe. It's not going to be as impressive when he makes those dunks. One thing about Brown, he's the first guy in the last 7 competitions to be an All-Star. It's been over 7 competitions now since we had an All-Star. Last time was 2018. This is the first of the last 7 in which we've had an All-Star competing. But I don't think that necessarily gets him any goodwill, especially in Indianapolis, home of the Pacers. So I do not like Brown in this competition as the second favorite. I think that's priced wrong. Jaime Jaquez Jr. from the Miami Heat, Mexican-American from UCLA. If this was in San Antonio, maybe it'd be a different story, right? If it's down in the Southwest somewhere, but it's Indiana. I don't think that's going to get him any love, anything special here. But that is a unique situation here. We do have a Mexican-American basketball guy in the dunk contest. I didn't research it, probably the first time ever. Once again, if it was one of the Southwest states like Phoenix or San Antonio, you could say maybe there'd be something there, but I don't think he's going to get it done. He's 6'6", 6'7", I believe, and his vertical is only 39 inches. So a taller guy that doesn't jump as high, 6'6" to be exact, I don't think he's going to get it done. But one of the guys in this competition, if you're looking for a long shot, I think McClung wins it. I think there is still some value at minus 200 up to about the 240 range. But if you're looking for a long shot among the other 3, Jacob Toppin is my second place finisher. And they do have some bets out there who the finalists will be. FanDuel has odds. Plus 230 gets you the finalists here of Toppin and McClung. And that is my predicted finals matchup. Brown and McClung's favorite at 185, plus 185. Once again, I think Brown's a little overrated here. A couple things I like about Jacob Toppin as a potential sleeper. First of all, his vertical is out of the gym. McClung's 43.5 was one of the top 10 ever at the Combine. Toppin's been measured as high as 45 inches when he was at Kentucky. He started at Rhode Island. He transferred to Kentucky. 45-inch vertical. His brother, Obi-Boy Toppin from the Pacers, hometown guy. So this guy will be getting some love, in my opinion, from the Indianapolis crowd. And oh, by the way, McClung won it last year. Jacob Toppin's brother, Obi Toppin, won it 2 years ago. He was the previous winner. I think there's lots of reasons to like this guy. And technically, he's with the Knicks right now, but it's kind of misleading. He's basically a G League player as well. He's only been with the Knicks for a couple months. He's only played in 5 games this season. He scored 13 total points in 5 games. He's only played about 30 total minutes all season in the NBA. So this is kind of a little bit like McClung. The guy has an incredible vertical. He's a G League guy that nobody knows, and he might have the hometown support with his brother playing for the Pacers. I've seen him as high as 8-1 at some of the sharper books. The domestic books, maybe around 5-1. So there's not any sharp money on this one. The sharp money's on McClung. But once again, if you're looking for a secondary pick and maybe a little bit of a long shot, Jacob Toppin, if you shop around, is anywhere from 5, even as high as 8-1 right now, heading into the weekend. If McClung doesn't win, I think it's going to be Jacob Toppin on Saturday night. Hey, hope you found this information useful. By the way, I really went down the rabbit hole. It's fun to research the slam dunk contest. You know the ABA started it in their final season in 1976. Dr. J and company was the slam dunk league. So the ABA, before they merged with the NBA, actually was the first to have a slam dunk contest, and the NBA copied it the next year. It's kind of a one-off at half times, and after the season, they had a horse competition also. But in 1976, also, the breakaway rim or the adjustable rim, which had some give, came into the ABA, and that's why they were dunking. And the NBA got rid of their 10-year ban on dunks. You weren't allowed to dunk for a decade till the mid-'70s. Got to love the ABA. My namesake, Jackie Moon, a.k.a. Will Ferrell. I know I cut my hair so you don't see it. If you're watching this for the first time, you don't get it. But check out some of those previous videos here on Wager Talk TV, and you'll see the resemblance to Jackie Moon from the Flint Tropics. Great movie, semi-pro. Anyway, enjoy the slam dunk contest this week. And hey, look, this is a fun play. It's not an official best bet. Once again, bankroll management's the key. Nothing wrong with having some fun bets, maybe 1% of bankroll if you put it on McClung, and maybe a little bit of maybe a 1/4% bankroll on Jacob Toppin once again, because he's at anywhere from 5 to 8-1 to be a nice little payoff if the underdog hits it. But if you want my official best bets, college hoops is where you're going to make your money, as I've been ranked number 1 this year in college and pro basketball sides combined since the season began in October. Number 1 at Wager Talk, up over 70 units of profit. A huge Saturday in college basketball, as always, so don't miss it. Sunday best bets as well. I know the NBA is on hiatus for a few days, but college hoops is in full swing. February is probably the best time of the year, other than March Madness, to be playing college basketball. We get a ton of second revenge meetings, tons of games, data to work with after several months, and boy, are we catching it big this year. Ranked number 1 in college and pro basketball sides combined at wagertalk.com. Get my Saturday and Sunday best bets right now. You get the daily pass or the rest of February for just $10 a day, or the best deal, I've got a 30-day buy one, get one free. You don't have to decide between college or pro. You buy one, you get the other for free. It's an instant 50% discount on a college and pro basketball combo for 30 days and nights. Works out to just over $3 a play. No promo code needed. And oh yeah, don't forget free plays. Every day I post a free play on my page as well. Steve Merrill, wagertalk.com. Get there quicker with shortcut wt.buzz/SM. Hey, comment below. I read all the comments. Let's have fun with this slam dunk contest. First of all, comment below. Can you dunk? Be honest. 10-foot rim. Not talking about the 8-foot rims. 10-foot rim. Can you dunk? If so, what age? And when were you no longer able to dunk? I've never been able to dunk. Not ashamed to admit it. I'm 5'11" at best, even without the afro. Hey, also, comment below. What do you think of the All-Star Weekend? Do you see any value in the game itself? Maybe the skills competition, three-point shootout? Throw some analysis in there as well. Let's learn and earn and win together this NBA All-Star Weekend. Of course, have some fun with it. Comment below. I read all the comments. I reply back. Thumbs up, like if you found the video useful. And once again, hit subscribe and hit the bell for instant alerts when my free play videos go up each and every day of the week and my college basketball top 25 video goes up each Saturday. Enjoy the games this weekend in college hoops. Make some money. Enjoy the NBA All-Star Weekend as well. Best of luck, and I'll talk to you again soon right here on Wager Talk TV.